All right, batten down the hatches. I think we have a nor'easter coming up the coast next week, and I'm sure if you're on Twitter and you can follow me at Rayno, you've already seen this. A lot of people talking about this. I want to show you where it's coming from, why it's complicated, and why you have to be worried about it. Certainly, I do want to show you the potential impacts here. Now, this is not going to be a big snowstorm. This is going to be mostly rain here, I think. Let me show you the graphic here. I can get me out of here. So this is the area we're talking about. This would be mostly Monday. This would be Monday night and Tuesday. This is going to be Monday. All right. Now, most of this is going to be a strong coastal winds and beach erosion. I mean, this could be a damaging storm if it intensifies, and I'll show you why I'm worried about that. A lot of flooding rain, I think that is possible within the red area. As far as snow, I think it's mostly mountain snow, maybe in the Appalachians if this snow can get that far west. I do think you'd have to worry about New England, the Adirondacks in this area, maybe lower elevations at the last second as colder air comes in, but there's not a lot of cold air with this storm. So this is mostly going to be a rainstorm. Now, I want to show you where we're starting with this. It's actually, and as it always is, it's somewhat complicated. All right. Let me show you, because you're first going to begin with this. You've got an upper low. This is going to dig into the southwest. We'll show you that. You also have energy that's going to be coming into the west coast. This is key because this is going to drop into the upper low and cause it to intensify because the upper low is going to be weakening as we get in the latter half of the week. And then there's another piece, which I'll show you, which is this morning was out in Mongolia. I said that correct. Mongolia. I'll show you where that is. That is also a key to the whole thing. So that's why, listen, I think it's possible. You just have to be careful not to go overboard with this just yet. Let me show you where we are in the modeling, and you can kind of see where we're going with this. I'm going to take this full so you can see everything. I'm going to do some drawing on it. So here's the first piece. This is Wednesday evening. This is the upper low. This is our first piece. This is the European. This is the second piece, which is going to be dropping into this upper low. And that's a key because this first upper low is going to weaken, so you need something else to drop into it for it to strengthen. Let me take it in the Thursday morning as we go forward here. So here's Thursday morning. There's the upper low across the southwest. Watch how that comes eastward. Now I'm going to stop it Friday at 1 o'clock. So here's your upper low, and then here's your piece. This has to drop into the upper low because this has to strengthen it because right now it's a weakening system. Now, this is European, right? Let me show you. I have the European, GFS, Canadian, all very similar. European, GFS, Canadian. So they all have this upper low, and then this is the piece dropping into it. Now, watch as we go forward here. That's your first key. Let's go to Saturday morning, right? Saturday afternoon. Okay, you see, this piece has dropped into the upper low. Let's go to Sunday morning and strengthen it. See, there it is. There's your upper low. This piece has dropped into it. That's the European. Here is the GFS, which is somewhat similar. European, GFS is even a little stronger with that piece dropping in. You see that? But European, GFS, Canadian, all have that northern piece dropping into it, right? So that's the key. That's the first key. You got to drop this in to strengthen it. Now, watch as we move forward here. Let's take it to Sunday morning, Sunday after. So let's take it to Sunday evening. There's your upper low European. Monday morning, there you go. You have this strengthening upper low right in here off the Carolina coast. And this, because, and here's another key, this is the steering piece. This is the third piece of the puzzle. Because what this is going to do is steer it up the coast. Now, if this trough, instead of being here, is in here, that would drive this out to sea and not bring it up the coast, right? Now, let me show you the GFS a little different. And you can see the differences here. Here's the GFS. See, GFS has this piece a little farther north. You see that? And instead of it driving it up the coast, it brings it out. You see that? See how it brings that upper low, right? And it brings it out to sea. Watch that again. Let me switch this so I can draw on this a little bit here. This will take a second, but I want to show you. GFS a little different. Here's the European. We're talking about the European. Now, the European has that trough axis farther west. You see that over the Great Lakes? That would draw it northward. The GFS, no. The whole trough is a little weaker, but it's farther east, so it takes this upper low and moves it out to sea. Still a formidable storm for the Carolinas, but not up the eastern seaboard. Watch as we move this forward here. See? Then it's more out to sea. European trough is farther west. That brings it up the coast, and that makes it a bigger system. The Canadian, similar to the European, that it guides this up the eastern seaboard because your trough axis is farther west. So that's the key. You have two keys. Do you get the energy to drop into it? We think that's the case. Where is this steering energy going to be? Right here. Is this going to be farther west or farther east? The farther west it goes, it takes this up the eastern seaboard. Now, just to give you an idea of how complicated this is, where is this steering piece right now? Where is it? Well, let's go backwards. Let me go down in here. Let me show you where this is, and you can see why you have to be skeptical. So, right now, so early. So this is the piece of energy that is going to be the steering piece. Where is this? Let's follow it, shall we? Let's follow this. Go backwards. So we'll follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it. I'm going to stop right here. So that piece of energy is over the Aleutians. This is Friday morning. Okay, so there it is. Mark it with an X. Clear that. Let's keep going. Where is it? Turn off my pen. Keep going. Here, 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 here. Here it is. This is this evening. It's over Japan. So where is it starting? Let's keep going back. So this is the steering piece. It's over Mongolia this morning. So this is the piece. That's the third piece of the puzzle. So that's why it's complicated at this point. So you have three things. You need that energy to drop in with the upper low, and then this upper low, that trough has to be far enough west, a la the European, let me show you the European, a la the European, to not guide this out to sea, but bring it up the coast. See, right here, here's Monday morning. See where this trough is? It's here. That's going to guide this up the coast. The upper low strengthens, and it's a hell of a storm. I mean, take a look at the European here. That's the model of choice. So this is the European. Watch the storm in Florida. Watch this go right up the coast. You see this? It goes down to 968. I mean, this would be a damaging storm coming up the eastern seaboard. Look at this. Right up the coast. Now, that's because the trough is farther west. Here's the GFS. A little different. Formidable storm in the Carolinas and the Mid-Atlantic. Certainly some rain in the Northeast, but see, it doesn't strengthen it and it puts it out to sea. Here's the Canadian, more like the European, right up the eastern seaboard. Why? Because it has that trough, which is one of the keys, farther west. So instead of it pushing it out to sea, it brings it up. Everybody understand that? See, if this, look at the GFS, it's farther east with the trough, so instead of bringing it up, it kicks it out to sea. What do I think is going to happen? There's going to be a storm along the southeast coast of the United States. Now, I'm not sure about this steering. I will say this. I tend to favor the European on this. I tend to. Now, I'm European biased because it's the best model. I've seen the time. But again, this is what I'm going to be concentrating on. Where is this trough? Is it here or is it here? If it's here, this is coming up the coast and strengthened. Number two, and I don't think there's too much debate on this, this upper low, are we going to get this piece of energy in here to drop into the trough to strengthen it? If it doesn't, you're not going to have a big storm. You just won't. But there's nothing that I see, no matter what modeling you look at, and this is GFS European, see how that drops into it and makes the storm. GFS has it, Canadian has it, so they all have that. So does this storm come up or come out? I favor coming out. And if that's the case, there's going to be a big storm along the eastern seaboard. And we're going to have some major problems with this Monday into Tuesday. Now, snow is going to be limited, but this could be a damaging storm, no doubt about it here. And again, I want to leave you with this so you have a sense of what the impacts are going to be. This is what I'm thinking we could be looking at here. Let me put this on full screen here. So again, let me play this. This is what we're looking at. All right? So I'm going to keep you updated on this. Let's focus on the keys, the drop of the energy into the upper low, and where is that steering mechanism? Is it farther west? Is it farther east? We're going to track it across the Pacific all week. So make sure you keep it here on the AccuWeather YouTube channel. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at AccuRayno.